You know what? I have never felt quite right about fish. Have you ever really stopped to look at a fish recently? I've got to say, they do actually look like monsters. Monsters! Fishy monsters with weird things going on around the mouth. To me, this makes me very uneasy. Now, a supernatural rock-eating fish that has been designated an SCP by the faintly sinister and very mysterious SCP Foundation, suddenly I'm feeling even more uneasy. Help! Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and today things are about to get pretty wet and scaly as we ask what if SCP-1238 was real. Before we get started, I want to know what you think the scariest fish in the ocean is. I'm straight up gonna go anglerfish or blobfish. Let me know the fish from your worst nightmares in the comment section down below. Also, please do leave a thumbs up on this video and share it with a fellow SCP-loving fiend. Stick around to the end where I'll be reading comments from a previous vid. Okay, let's talk about SCP-1238 and what would happen if it was out there eating away at the Earth. SCP-1238 looks like a pretty big fish. It looks somewhat similar to an Antarctic toothfish. They're 1.4 meters in length, so pretty much just over 4.5 feet, and they weigh 100 to 110 kilograms, which is pretty hefty. They live in the deep ocean and usually they eat smaller fish, but the problem comes when they spawn from April to July. It seems that they start eating rock and gnawing through continental shelf to create tunnels in which to lay their eggs. For this reason, they are classed by the Foundation as Keter, which means that they have the potential to kill and cause mass damage. So, if they were real, what implications would this have? Fish can't be that harmful, can they? Well, actually the issue is here that the underwater devil can eat 120 to 130 kilos of rock every day and produce little waste matter. Not only that, each female SCP can lay around 40,000 eggs per season, which would mean that the population of the fish has the potential to quickly increase. Eating their way through continental shelf would eventually cause continental collapse, which, well, goodbye stable landmass. Hello people, buildings, things falling into the sea. Get into the sea, Nigel. Into the sea! SCP-1238 is noticed to live along the western Canadian and northwestern American coastline in an area not specified but referred to as the Golden Zone. If I were to take a guess, I would say that this Golden Zone runs from Alaska down to British Columbia in Canada and through likely Washington and Oregon, right along the area where the Pacific and North American tectonic plates meet. If SCP-1238 were real and the population got out of hand, the Foundation notes suggest that it could cause part of North America to sink, which would mean oceans rise as the land collapses, flooding other parts of the country too. The Foundation notes outline a protocol to, I quote, prevent escalation to an IK class collapse of global civilization event, so it must be pretty serious. Suddenly, I'm very worried about the rock-eating fish. Perhaps the SCP could breed at such an alarming rate that eventually they gobbled up the entirety of the planet's landmass, overrunning the ocean. Earth's landmasses takes up around 1/5 of the whole world, so maybe this is plausible. Remember where we mentioned the tectonic plates? Well, the area the fish are messing with is part of Earth's unstable ring of fire, the Pacific Rim of 450 volcanoes, and an area susceptible to earthquakes. Maybe this is a sensationalist claim, but this is an SCP video, so like whatever. If SCP-1238 existed, perhaps it would trigger the 800-mile chain of volcanoes. Ash would be sent flying across the states and Canada, searing lava would flow, causing homes and businesses to go up in flames and causing deadly mudslides that could pollute water supplies, which means those who did manage to survive the other slew of natural disasters might well be pretty thirsty. Also, illnesses, cholera, galore. But of course, if this was happening, we would know about it and take action. I say we, but really I mean the SCP Foundation, although to be totally fair, I kind of feel like geologists would note this happening too. It seems like from the Foundation notes that actually they're working with the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, which would mean that the government is in on the whole SCP thing too, which is a bit of a can of worms. If the SCP designation were real, then the Foundation and the oceanic government bodies would need to get a deep dive on the go to plug up the tunnels and stop the fish from breeding. While the Foundation notes are pretty blasé about this process, this would actually actually be a massive ocean operation due to the depths that we would need to reach to address the holes, and also the materials needed to fully plug them up. It took BP nearly 3 months to plug the Gulf oil leak in 2010, and that was with all of the money possible available to them to stop it. Depending on how fast these SCP were breeding, the Foundation really could have their work cut out in preventing a disaster. And if they couldn't, well then North America would be the first to go, and hopefully Russia, China or Europe could work together to save the rest of the world. If North America did start sinking, where would the population of 37 million strong Canadians and the 319 million Americans go? Surely people would be evacuated, but would they be given a new landmass on which to settle? Isn't the world kind of already pretty occupied? To me, this is how wars start. It is a shame that we can't end the breeding problem and eat the SCP as a food source. It seems actually they contain large quantities of toxic materials, which would kinda suck, because we probably could have cured world hunger and a pesky SCP issue at the same time. Damn, why aren't things ever easy? So if you've been listening, you'll have reached the same conclusion as me. If SCP-1238 existed, it would be a real threat to the rest of us, especially those living in the west coast of North America. Thing is though, in theory, for all we know, SCP-1238 could exist. I hate to break it to you. The ocean is a deep and mysterious place. On average, the ocean is 12,100 feet deep. The deepest part, known as the Mariana Trench, is located beneath the West Pacific Ocean, and that is approximately 36,200 feet deep. We've explored more of the moon than we have our very own ocean. Truly, we don't have a grasp of what is going on down there. Every year, around 2,000 new marine species are discovered and added to the register of marine life. Most of these are from the observable parts of the ocean at shallower depths, with a widespread ocean floor still a mystery. The likelihood of there being a landmass destroying fish we don't know about is pretty slim, but there could well be something down there that possesses a threat to humanity and we're blissfully unaware. Honestly, thinking about the ocean sends a shiver down my spine. It's kind of existential in a watery underworld way. Ugh. So guys, what do you think would happen if SCP-1238 was real? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Also, don't forget to let me know which fish frightens you the most. I say nay to the humpback anglerfish. Before I go, I'm just gonna read some of the comments from our recent video, What If the Ocean Was Transparent? That video went so well, you guys seemed to love it. Maybe it was the scary thumbnail, which was actually pretty great. Ben Nevada said, if the ocean was clear, then I would finally find my sunglasses. Good one, Ben. I think good luck to you. Or you could just buy some new ones. Imperium107 said, me sees the thumbnail. Me, oh no, I don't like, please no. Also me watches the video. Honestly, I feel like that's me and my relationship with YouTube. And also, is that clickbait? Did we clickbait you? Laylam said we would finally see the godly organism that lives in a pineapple under the sea. Ooh, do you guys think that SpongeBob could be an SCP? Questions. Answers. Once again, please do leave a thumbs up on this video, share it with a friend, click on that big, beautiful notification bell to stay up to date with answers that we have coming at you daily. I'm your host, Rebecca Felgate. I'll catch you in the next video, but until then, please do stay curious, stay alert, and never ever stop questioning.